So an EOT basically is a mechanism for business owners to exit a business. So when they're thinking about their succession, they've got three main options really. So they could sell to trade or private equity, they could sell to the management team within the business, and more recently we're seeing a popularity come in where they're selling the business to an EOT. So an EOT stands for an employee ownership trust. So what that means is that the business sells to a trust of which the employees of the business are direct beneficiaries. So it's an indirect ownership for the employees themselves. So it's really important they don't own the shares. I think that's a misconception. When people hear about it, they think, oh, we're selling the business to the employees. Yes, you are, but via a trust, so that the employees don't own the shares themselves. They're owned by the trust. So that's where we see EOTs. So main benefits then, if we think of the two main stakeholders in the business, we've got the business owner that's selling the company and also the employees. So if we split it into those two categories. So for a business owner, it's an option where they can sell their business and they pay 0% tax, essentially. So the government brought these in to try and encourage more employee-owned businesses. A way to do that is to give a very generous sort of tax relief as part of that. So business owners can sell their businesses essentially tax-free as long as they meet the criteria. That's one of the benefits for business owners. Another one is that it gives them certainty of exit. So if we go back to the point around a business owner's options when they come to sell, an EOT is pretty much guaranteed it will happen. When you're trying to sell to private equity or even the management team, often there are misalignments in terms of objectives and they can often fall over. With an EOT, most of them, if they want to happen, they will happen. So it's a certainty of exit. If we think about employees' benefits, it's a tax-free benefit each year. So once a business is under EOT ownership, they're entitled to £3,600 a year tax-free as a bonus. So that's a nice little incentive there as part of becoming employee-owned. I would say as well, more controlling influence over the business as well. I think that's a key benefit. So there's going to be more employee engagement as part of an EOT ownership. Yes, they don't own the shares directly, but if it's structured correctly and you get a right employee representation on the trust board, they will be more actively involved in the business. So I think that's a really big benefit for employees, and that links to job security and real ownership of the business indirectly. So they're the main benefits. So EOTs best suited to people-based businesses, I would say, but they're not discriminatory. So any type of business can sell to an EOT, and we'll touch on the qualifying rules in a minute. From a shareholder's point of view, from a succession point of view, going back to the point around, what are their options? If they're going through a trade process, that can fall over. So they're both suited to businesses where maybe they're quite niche and they're going to be quite hard to find a buyer that's going to buy this business. An EOT can become a viable solution for those business owners. So there are quite a few qualifying conditions. We've touched on a few already loosely, but I would say the main two are that the business must sell at least a controlling stake into the trust itself, so over 50%. Most EOTs sell all of the business to, so trading entity sells all of their business up to the EOT, so 100%. But as long as it's over 50%, you can sell that proportion, that's absolutely fine. Also, the other main criteria is to do with the number of employees. So the number of director shareholders must not make up more than 40% of the total employees of the business. So this really captures really small businesses, one-man band businesses, because they probably won't have enough employees versus the number of shareholder directors as a make-up. So it's those sorts of businesses that might get captured by this. Yeah, I think the main things you consider is whether an EOT is right for your business. I think there's a lot of businesses that think it will be right for them. They're driven from the sort of tax saving point of view. But I would suggest that those type of businesses, it doesn't work longer term. So you need to have the right type of business owner that's altruistic, that really wants to look after the legacy of the business. I think that's really key. And also, it might just not be the best solution based on the objectives of the shareholder as well. So a management buyout might be the better route because you've got key management there that want to really own the business. So there's lots of things that you need to factor in. EOT is definitely a viable solution for business owners, but it might not be the right one. So you need to speak to somebody about what the options are, what the objectives are, and really understand the business to decide which one's the best route. So more information, we've got quite a detailed guide. So if you're looking for those additional qualifying rules or just a general sort of overview, we've got a like I say, really detailed guide. So feel free to sort of click that and download that, and that'll give you everything you need, I think.